Alright, hello, I'm Matthew, CEO and co-founder of CustomerCheck.net. Today we're going to talk about how to file in small claims court. If you're looking at this video and you're trying to get divorced, or you've been in a small car accident, you're getting a traffic ticket, this is not for you. This is for how to file in small claims court because someone hasn't paid you, or you need to evict a tenant, or tenant owes you money, things like that. We're obviously not legal experts, but we are business experts here. If you've looked up how to file in small claims court, somebody has ripped you off, somebody owes you money, and that unfortunately is part of doing business, but we can make things better. In most counties, filing in small claims court is now done online. You need to make sure that you go to the county where the money is owed. All right. So if you live in a particular county, but the customer lives in the next county over, you actually need to file in their county where the job was actually done. There's also some rules and regulations on how much you can actually file for in small claims court. I think the standard in most states is around $5,000, some are even $8,000 maximum for small claims court. Unfortunately, in our industry and in my business, I own 3 or 4 businesses. We've been to small claims court about 3 or 4 times. I've won every single time because we did the work, we proved it, and we had the invoices, we were professional, we won every single time. I got paid once out of those 4 times, and that unfortunately is part of the ugly part of going to small claims court. I think there is a sort of a fantasy in people's minds that small claims court is like going to the people's court on TV. You go to the judge looks at the person, kind of chews them out, hey, you need to pay your bills, you win your case, you go to the back, the bailiff, roughs them up, and they write a check to you, and you win. No. If that was small claims court, we would be doing it every week, all the time. Unfortunately, dealing in small claims court is a very slow process. It's a very expensive process, and even when you're all done, you may not even get paid. That's why less than 5% of all cases that are eligible to go to small claims court actually get filed. Most of the public websites for filing online were written, it looks like, in about the year 2000. You need to know a lot of legalese. It's very confusing to navigate these sites, and you have to know Latin. They just don't make it easy for businesses and landlords to do this. You end up filing online, you pay your $100, they have to serve the papers, you have to pay for that. You hope everything goes super smooth, then you can finally end up in court. Most courts are actually pretty friendly to the businesses, so unless you've actually completely done something stupid, like drove your truck through their garage or something, you're probably going to win your case. What if you never had to deal with those customers in the first place? What if you could avoid them altogether? Until now, it was almost impossible. So in 2018, we sat down with a group of lawyers and a group of developers, and we created CustomerCheck.net. It is a first site that actually allows businesses, landlords, all sorts of companies to actually post reviews, post their side of the story safely and anonymously about the customers that they're dealing with, especially the difficult ones. They can post whether the customer never paid them. They can post whether the customer was extremely slow to pay, demanded a bunch of things back. They can share their side of the story. Those reviews and those posts then get tucked away in the system, and they're never shared unless another member gets contacted by the exact same person. So if let's say you're at a home show and someone fills out the paperwork, and of course you're going to contact that customer, you could take that information, search our database to make sure no other member in your area has been ripped off by that person. If they have, well, then it's your choice whether or not you want to go ahead and still do business with them. Maybe you need the money and you want to do business with them. Maybe you could actually get money up front, cross your T's, dot your I's, and make sure you don't get ripped off. But just like the customers have hundreds of opportunities to be informed about who they're going to hire, now we have an opportunity to be a little more selective on the customers that we take. We can know before we go in a little more about our customers. I think this is a very valuable tool. Again, it could really help you avoid certain people who may just be extremely difficult, and actually we know that there are people who almost have a script written out. They almost know when they're going to hire that particular contractor. they already have their script written how they're not going to pay them. And there was never a way until now for the landscaper to warn the painter, for the painter to warn the roofer, for the roofer to warn the carpet cleaner, for one carpet cleaner to warn the next carpet cleaner. I mean, let's be honest, we're all in competition together as painters, carpet cleaners, and landscapers. But that's just competition. That's just dealing with the good customers. When it comes to the bad customers, we're all in the same boat together, right? If a customer, let's say, rips off one carpet cleaner, and then you just tell them, hey, I'll never want to deal with you again. What they're going to do, they're going to call the next carpet cleaner. They're going to call the next carpet cleaner. And they're just going to keep going around and around and around, ripping up all of them. They may be stiff competitors when it comes to their marketing. When it comes to these bad customers, it's like hot potato. We're just passing these people around. All of us are losing money on them. Recently, we've actually had quite a few daycare sign up, which I found surprising, but it actually makes sense. You can't unwatch their children. What was happening, these people were paying their first month's deposit, and then of course they were going on and on. 60, 90 days later, they weren't paying, so of course the daycare had to let them go. That's all that money lost, all that time lost, and then what would happen, they just had to punt and they would go to the next daycare. They go to the next daycare. Now obviously with our website, you can't necessarily post that the kid had ADHD or any kind of medical things. When it comes to money though, we can talk about money. And if those customers have a tendency not to pay you, you can report that. And you can certainly protect your business against those kind of people who don't pay. So again, if you're a business owner of any kind, a landlord, whatever, join customercheck.net today. Get involved. We have members all over the country. We have thousands of reviews. And every single day the thing is growing. I also get emails from customers almost every single day. Hey, am I on that list? And of course, we don't tell them that they are. That's simply none of their business because the site's been written so everything is completely secure. Join customercheck.net today. Start enjoying your business again. Get involved. Start protecting yourselves against customers who don't want to pay and start making more money, because that's really the bottom line.